Vito. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, now living in Sandy, Utah, and I'm a professional snowboarder.
Hi, I'm Louie Vito. I'm 12 years old. I'm in 7th grade and I love to snowboard.
My grandpa wanted the grandkids to be able to do something in the winter together, so we all started out skiing. And then one day my dad and I saw snowboarding. We're like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. We should try it. And we tried it together and we were both hooked from day one. But my dad pushed me really hard, but not in the way that you see more so now. His was, if you're gonna do it, give it everything you have. Don't leave anything to chance. And have no regrets. And that's kind of how I've always wanted to live my life. And that's why I'm busting my rear end in the gym when I'm not snowboarding. And then when I'm snowboarding, I always wanted to be the hardest worker on and off the hill. So I moved to Salt Lake in 2006. In my senior year of high school, I spent a lot of time here. There's a lot of big name pro snowboarders that lived here. It's represented very well in the snowboarding world. So I spent a lot of time and I was like, this place is awesome. I have a city, I got an airport, and I have all these amazing mountains. I love it. I love Utah so much. And it's kind of funny because you see all these people moving here. You're like, why are you, there's so many people here? I'm like, but it's the same reason I moved here. This place is the best. Like, you got everything you need all within driving distance. I like to work hard and I love the grind, whether it's on the hill, off the hill. But also you kind of just go with the flow. You know, you have to adapt. Being on the mountain, weather comes in, weather comes out. It's sunny, it's snowy, it's rainy. I haven't drank since I was 23 years old. I work out as all season long, and you know, I adapt through contests, but to me, I just wanted to be the best shape that I could be in, be the healthiest that I could be, and have no regrets no matter what happens on the hill. I always was working out and I always took my fitness seriously. You realize that you have such a small window and, you know, can be gone in a blink of an eye. So I really wanted to make the most of it while I could. Yeah, I've had quite a few injuries in my career. The first one is I sliced my head open with the edge of my board when I was younger, but that was pre-helmets in snowboarding. I've done my collarbone, meniscus, femur, wrist, bone graft for my wrist, back, L5 blown, L4 torn. I found an old compression fracture up high in my back, AC joint. We've done quite a few stitches, of course, everywhere. So for me, whenever I got injured, you know, it's not if I'm gonna get hurt, it's when. You have ups and downs. I've had my stretch of 22 of 25 podiums, going to the Olympics and winning all these events. And now, you know, sometimes like I'm getting kind of older. I'm at least, 7 years older than the next oldest person in these contests. But then, I just come from Mammoth and get a top 5 finish at a World Cup, which is huge. But for me, I love to do it. I love the grind, and I love competition. I've known Sean even back when I lived in Ohio. He's always kind of been, since I was a little kid, a pro snowboarder from 12 or whatever age he was. So he's kind of set the bar high and he's pushed the sport and he's done so much for the sport. But yeah, we've had a long friendship and a competitive friendship, which has been good. First, when I started, snowboarding wasn't even in the Olympics. But you don't ever really think about, like, I'm going to start snowboarding, I'm going to go to the Olympics. Like other sports, that's always been the top tier, was the Olympics. But in snowboarding, it wasn't in until 98. To be able to make the Olympics and be from Ohio, from a place that my home hill was 290 vertical feet, it was pretty mind-blowing, especially in halfpipe. We didn't even have a halfpipe growing up. It's such a surreal feeling. It's something that kind of trips me out. It wasn't necessarily a snowboarding move. It was more to honor my family and what it means to us. So that's why I did it. It doesn't change anything. I still snowboard with all the same people, but to be able to represent both countries and both sides of my heritage is truly a dream come true. I mean, to be able to go to one Olympics is amazing, but to go to multiple it's pretty mind-blowing. Dancing with the Stars is definitely something that's one of the furthest things that I've done from snowboarding, but I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I'm wearing clothes you'd never see me wear on Halloween. I have no confidence in these dances. We have 22 million people watching, live audience. If I could take a fraction of that, even 1% of that, and introduce them to snowboarding, because everybody knows watching a sport when you have some kind of tie to it, or you know somebody in it, it's a lot more enjoyable than just cold turkey watching. So I could bring a small percent over into snowboarding. That's a huge influx of fans, a huge influx of buyers of winter sports gear. So that was the other aspect that I looked at when I did Dancing with the Stars. For me, I grew up Catholic, and it's always been a big part of my life. I don't push it on anybody. Everybody's free to believe whatever they want. But for me, you know, I know somebody's looking out for me. I mean, the sport that I do, I'm so thankful every day. You know, when I walk away, I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm here for a reason, and I have somebody looking out for me. And literally, I think to me, I know that, you know, it's a God-given gift, and it's truly a blessing. My goals today, right now, I just take it contest by contest, season by season. I'd love to make this next Olympics in 2026 in Milano Cortina. I'm 35, I'll be 36 next month, and 37 for the next Olympics. I'm not sure if anyone's competed in halfpipe at that age at the Olympics, but for me, there's nobody close to my age competing. And so I also kind of wear that with a badge of honor, because you see so many flashes in a pan in snowboarding, but to be able to be a professional snowboarder for 20 years is a feat in itself, especially in the contest, just strictly contests, and not, you know, at a certain age go ride powder, but just riding those icy 22-foot half pipes every day, week in, week out, is a feat that I'm pretty proud of. It's hard to say what I've done for the sport. I've always wanted to be a good representative of the sport, but at the end of the day, I just want to be somebody that is really carrying the torch for snowboarding and handing down wisdom and good energy and vibes to the younger generations to stoke them out, because they're going to be the ones taking over snowboarding when I'm done.